Alright, and just like that, we are now live here for a couple of tornado warnings across portions of the Ohio River Valley right now. One of them being centered across portions of southeastern Christian County, Illinois. This is a tornado warning here. It does include areas like Taylorville, points southward. This does not include Pana, but it does include Rosamond and Owaneco. So if you're in that area, you need to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building, in an interior room, and away from windows. We also have a tornado warning here in effect now for portions of southeastern Henry County in Indiana, right? This includes Newcastle, points eastward. It includes a small section of Interstate 70 in between mile markers. It looks like 128 and 123 here. A rotation with this storm is actually quite impressive here nearing Interstate 70, and we could see a tornado near New Lisbon any minute. So again, if you're in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building, away from windows, and in an interior room. They just issued a severe thunderstorm warning out ahead of this storm. That's going to be in effect for the next 49 minutes. That has the tornado possible tag. It's warned for 60-mile-an-hour winds and nickel-sized hail as well, so make sure to look out for that. But we also have some destructive storms out here in South Dakota once more, right? We have a double destructive, as I like to call it. We have a destructive storm warned for both baseball-sized hail and 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. The reason I call that a double destructive is because even if only one of those threats were there and the other one was completely gone, it would still be destructive. It's destructive for two different threats. So this is for portions of South Dakota here. This is for southeastern Tripp County. We also have one out ahead of this warning for Gregory County. So if you're in that area, you need to seek shelter immediately as well. On the lowest floor of a sturdy building and away from windows. We already have had a 79-mile-per-hour wind gust measurement out of Tripp County. So it's going to be a pretty intense storm here for folks out ahead of this thing, and also an 84-mile-per-hour gust was reported in Witten. So while the hail threat may be decreasing down to ping-pong ball size now, the wind threat could actually be increasing. We could be talking about up to 75-mile-per-hour winds incoming for Gregory and Burke. Since last stream, we do have a new severe thunderstorm watch going out for portions of eastern Illinois, southern Indiana, and northern Kentucky here. This is going to be a severe thunderstorm watch that includes the cities of Indianapolis, Louisville, Evansville, Bloomington, Urbana, Champaign, Muncie, alright? This is a severe thunderstorm watch that has a tornado, hail, and wind threat, alright? They're all associated with that. It's an all hazards in play type situation, as we like to call it here. This is going to be mainly for the damaging wind threat, but again, an isolated tornado or two cannot be ruled out here, alright? So we're going to be watching these storms over the next several hours here. Again, right now we have two tornado warnings, one of them being in Illinois and the other one being in Indiana. We're watching a couple of other storms here in Illinois as well, with some broad rotation to the south of our tornado one. So we'll continue to keep you guys posted on that situation. But again, right now, the main storm that we kind of have to watch here is our Indiana storm, as we have some very tight rotation east of New Lisbon along Interstate 70. I really hope they reissue this tornado warning. It's not looking like they're going to, though, which is interesting, because if anything, this is its strongest point, alright? This is probably the closest it's been to producing a tornado, in my opinion. I don't believe it's produced a tornado yet, but you know what? Looking at that, I could be wrong. No, that doesn't really match up. So I don't think we've had a tornado with this storm yet. At least I haven't heard of any confirmation of one. So again, this is heading towards Jacksonburg, Cambridge City. If you're in the severe thunderstorm warning ahead of our tornado warning storm, I would just treat it like a tornado warning. So if I'm in Cambridge City, if I'm in Hagerstown, Centerville, Webster, I'm getting to my tornado safe spot. Again, this is a very dangerous storm that could have a tornado on the ground right now over Interstate 70. So you need to seek shelter if you're out here. This is a pretty unpopulated area, so that may be why there's no debris signature. Or, you know, we're looking pretty high up here because we're kind of far away from the radar, so that may be another reason. So again, just treat this like a tornado warning, at least if you're in the northern part of the severe thunderstorm warning, and please take shelter. If you don't want to take shelter, at the very, very least, you need to get inside, alright? But again, preferably away from windows and on the lowest floor possible there. And again, if you're actually in the tornado warning, obviously you have to get to shelter, alright? But again, we're dealing with a now no longer a destructive storm, actually, in South Dakota. Has been downgraded to a considerable storm, which is interesting. But 70-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail are still a threat with that storm there. So if you're included in that severe thunderstorm warning, make sure you are moving indoors immediately and away from windows. Same thing with this storm here near Springview. Half-dollar-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds there in Nebraska. So again, make sure you're moving indoors and away from windows immediately. So back to our tornado warning storm here for Taylorville. Rotation with it seems fairly unimpressive. It's really been quite unimpressive its whole lifetime. The reason they issued this tornado warning is because it had an impressive hook echo on the reflectivity, right? Which usually indicates some inflow going into the storm. Look at this. We had a very clear looking hook echo there for a little bit. We could see the inflow poking into the storm, and they were worried it was going to start rotating, but in my opinion, they issued that tornado warning a little early. We do have a new tornado warning now out ahead for our Indiana storm. That does include Cambridge City. I believe it includes Milton, Heiser, Jacksonburg. It just disappeared, but you guys need to get to your tornado safe spot underground if you can, but at the least indoors and away from windows immediately. And also on the lowest floor possible. So again, that is going to include Cambridge City, Centerville, the south side of Hagerstown, Jacksonburg, Beesons, and Waterloo. So again, I said it before and I'll say it again. If you're in that severe warning, you should just take shelter anyway. This is actually some really strong rotation here, guys. We were talking about gate-to-gate shear with this storm being about 116 miles an hour northwest of Dublin. So if this does produce a tornado, it could be on the stronger side of things. So again, you really need to get to that tornado safe spot there if you were included in that tornado warning. Very concerning storm. Again, if we were going to see a strong tornado today, this is the most impressive cell by far, in my opinion, for that potential there. So again, this storm is going to ride Interstate 70 near Dublin and Cambridge City. It's going to continue to head southeastward towards Milton and Heiser. If you're in this warning, get to your safe spot. The new warning that did get issued goes out for much of southwestern Wayne and northeastern Fayette counties in east central Indiana there. So, again, we need you to get to that tornado safe spot. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Stream Chat, so if anybody has any questions about the location, feel free to leave those down below. I'll try to answer them accurately and honestly. We may even see a tornado warning down here for this storm near Metamora and Laurel, Indiana. That is a storm that is currently only has a special weather statement for portions of Franklin, Union, and Fayette counties, but at the very least, they should put a severe thunderstorm warning out for that with the tornado possible tag, because it's also definitely doing severe limit winds and maybe even severe limit hail, so anyway, we'll continue to watch that storm, but I'm going to get Stream Chat up here real quick. So again, we do have a couple of tornado warnings in effect right now for portions of Illinois and Indiana, if you're just now tuning in. We do also have some storms to watch back up into portions of the Dakotas, but for the most part, those storms are done. We talked about those storms on our stream earlier. Now it's time for the Midwest and the Ohio Valley to prepare. Again, we were saying this. We were saying it's taking longer than we expected for these storms to pop up, but that doesn't mean they won't pop up, and they did end up popping up, so that's why we were talking about that the whole time. You know, just because they haven't popped up on time doesn't mean they're not going to pop up at all. And again, here we go. I mean, now we have ourselves 8 severe thunderstorm warnings and 3 tornado warnings. So, again, pretty serious stuff here. But anyway, I'm in the severe watch, yes. So, I'd like to point out, again, a lot of these storms here in Illinois, they popped up so fast, and they started rotating pretty quickly. It was really right after my stream. I ended my stream. Look at all these. Almost all of them have that bean shape, or even a hook echo for some of them. So, again, any one of these could get strong enough to go tornado warning. So that's why we have to watch out for really the entirety of kind of southwestern and west central Illinois, Springfield, Decatur, Taylorville, Nokomis, Shelbyville, Vandalia, Greenville, Hillsborough, Carlinville, Auburn. You guys need to be on the lookout here for a potential tornado or two in this area. So again, the main focus right now is on our Indiana storm though, so if you're included in either of these tornado warnings, you need to get to that tornado safe spot immediately. Our area of rotation now is north of Dublin, very clearly. It's not like our South Dakota storms where we couldn't really see anything on the radar because of how far away we were from it. We know where that rotation's at. We know where the possible tornado is at. But again, anywhere in the warning, you should be heeding that warning and getting to your tornado safe spot, obviously. Look at this. From the Evansville radar, we can see some of these cells here in Illinois. Again, this is high in the atmosphere, right? But they do have rotation. This is not contamination. It's high up in the atmosphere. So it is a thing that's higher up in the atmosphere. And if we see this kind of rotation in the lower levels of the atmosphere, those will prompt tornado warnings left, right, and center. So, we gotta watch that. So our South Dakota storm here, again, is still considerable. Warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail near Burke right now. Or approaching Burke, nearing Gregory. So if you're in that area, again, make sure you are getting indoors and away from windows immediately. Again, that storm has a history of being very destructive, actually, as an 84-mile-per-hour wind gust was recorded with that storm a little while back. So we'll just keep watching our cells here. And we do now have a new tornado warning for parts of Illinois. This is going out for portions of northeastern Christian County, northeastern Sangamon County, and then southwestern Macon County. So if you're included in that tornado warning, seek shelter immediately. That's for our little storm here with that hook echo. Again, right now, that's going to be off to the northeast of Springfield, heading southeast towards Buffalo, Mechanicsburg, Mount Auburn, Osborneville, and Blue Mound. And we actually have another tornado warning as well in effect for Franklin County, Indiana. And yep, that's for that storm that I mentioned earlier that has that rotation there near Metamora. So we're up to 5 tornado warnings now. This is the most we've had at one time all day so far. Again, very concerning stuff going on. Again, this area of rotation near Cambridge City, Indiana is the scariest storm here. Well, but the reason they're throwing out those tornado warnings is because of how quickly these cells are developing and are expected to continue developing, right? The reason they throw out this tornado warning isn't because of, like, the velocity couplet or anything. It's because it has a hook echo, has inflow. And I agree, they are issuing them a little, too early on in their life cycle, in my opinion. But you can kind of understand why they're doing it, at least. So again, I mean, just, heed the warnings properly. Again, a lot of these cells have that bean shape or even, a hook echo on them. So, again, 5 tornado warnings now. Again, north of Dublin, Indiana, is where our main area of rotation is right now. And it's continuing to be very strong, so we need to watch that. Again, that's in right now in, oh my goodness, Wayne County or Fayette County. We have an extension for our tornado warning now. This is a tornado warning for southeastern Christian County and southwestern Shelby County in central Illinois. This does include Cowden, Pana, in between. Get to your safe spot. So, again, if you're just now tuning in, we are watching an ongoing, not a tornado outbreak, but a tornado warning outbreak right now, as we have 6 tornado warnings across portions of central Illinois, as well as southeastern Indiana, going out for a lot of areas here that we're seeing rotating supercells pop up in. So if you're out here in the Midwest, or if you know anybody in the Midwest, you need to let them know what's going on. Again, the Cambridge City, Dublin storm, very impressive. No confirmation that's produced a tornado yet, surprisingly, but it definitely could have, and it definitely could still. What's up, car guy? So again, still an even more impressive rotational couplet here west of Blooming Grove, Indiana, to watch out for. Again, that's going to be approaching Blooming Grove over the next several minutes. New severe thunderstorm warning for Bond and Fayette counties in Illinois. It does include Vandalia, so look out for that. So, we'll keep watching all these. The rotation on the Indiana ones are starting to let up a little bit, but still something to watch, obviously. So we'll keep our coverage going here. As again, we are seeing a full-on tornado warning outbreak. Now down to 5 tornado warnings. But again, all of these storms out here are really getting tornado warnings in central Illinois, it feels like, because of just how quickly these hook echoes are popping up on them. Anything going on for Jacksonville? If you're talking about Jacksonville, Illinois, a lot of the activity is probably going to stay off to the east of you. Southeast of you. If you're talking about, like, Jacksonville, North Carolina, then nothing at all. And a new severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued. That's going to be going out for portions of north central Rock and central Keappaha counties in Nebraska. 60-mile-an-hour winds and golf ball-sized hail. So if you're in Springview, make sure you're getting indoors and away from windows. This storm has been reported to have had golf ball-sized hail as of 17 minutes ago. So I don't know why they're... See, there it says, I hate when they do that. The damage or the hail threats observed, but then they say radar indicated. You're talking about Florida? Jacksonville, Florida, a lot of activity in terms of thunderstorms is kind of off to the north of you. But you may get a little rain shower or something over the next few hours. Really, that area, though, is not needing any more rain, and they're not going to want any more rain after this potential tropical system scrapes Florida or makes landfall in Florida. We still don't know what's going to happen with it, really, but there's definitely a potential for that. So if that happens, obviously you're not going to want any more rain after that. So we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning as well that just went out. It's disappearing, but it'll come back here in a second. That's for Madison, Bond, and Macoupin counties in Illinois. That's near Bunker Hill and Warden. So hook echo on that one. Quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. We kind of pointed this one out a little bit. Again, we could see that intensify in terms of its rotation and maybe even get a tornado warning later on. So, excuse me. We'll keep watch of this, obviously. What do we have here? We have got tornado warnings going out for a good section of Illinois and Indiana. We've also got a severe thunderstorm watch in effect that includes portions of the Ohio Valley. And we're watching all these little cells that pop up here in central Illinois for any kind of rotation that they do try and develop. And this one to the east of St. Louis, northeast of St. Louis. That's a good one to watch there. Yeah, it was actually 6 tornado warnings earlier, just before you joined. But, yeah, things are definitely popping off. Yeah, pretty active start indeed to the stream here. And again, I think it's going to be a long night. I do. I think this is going to be the longest stream we've had today. We've already had a couple of streams, obviously. In total, we've already been live. If you're counting everything so far, we've already been live for an hour and a half. Over an hour and a half. But, again, we'll keep watching these cells here. Pretty impressive looking. Yeah, it's just getting started. I look ridiculous whenever I do stupid stuff with my hand like this. I never realize how stupid it looks, but now that I do face cam on my streams, I do. So let's check out some of our Indiana storms. We had thunder earlier. cool. Wow. Wow. So, our Blooming Grove storm, very impressive velocities. We're measuring 100 miles an hour going one way. It's not even where the rotation is, really. We could definitely see a tornado out of this storm. Maybe even a strong one. The Cambridge City one looks to be on a downward trend, but it's still rotating actually pretty strongly there. So again, stay in your tornado safe spot in Cambridge City, East Germantown. Got a line of towns here along Highway 40. Pennville. Look at all those little towns there right next to each other. When will the tornado threat diminish? Probably around midnight tonight. I'm not saying we're going to be live till midnight, but the tornado threat could last as late as midnight. And we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning out now. By the way, just a little update here. On our Fayette, Montgomery County severe warning. It's now one for golf ball sized hail. Why are there two different warnings there? It's not two different National Weather Service offices. I don't know. Where was that new severe warning that just came out? Georgia. South of Atlanta here. Barnesville. Griffin. You guys already had storms earlier today. But you are under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. So make sure you are moving indoors immediately. Can't speak. Certainly is impressive. So, again, I mean, this storm here northeast of St. Louis is actually developing a pretty good velocity couplet. No, it's not talking about Texas. This is developing a pretty impressive velocity couplet south of Bunker Hill, so we'll have to watch that, obviously, pretty closely there. So again, east of Cambridge City now is where that rotation would be. Right along Highway 40 still. Again, it's kind of jumped from Interstate 70 down to Highway 40. Soon it'll be going towards the middle of Nowheresville. So that's good. It'll be going near the 3 Mile Road. Near Nolan's Fork. Eventually. But our Blooming Grove storm still has a pretty impressive velocity couplet there. Rotational couplet. Now, what am I doing with my hand? I don't know why I do that naturally. Any storm chasers out by there? Not in Indiana. We do have some in Illinois, though. Brandon Kopic right now is on this 20-1 storm for Pana. And Corey Gherkin and Connor Croft are on the severe warning storm near Vandalia. Looks stormy in the window behind me. It's not storming. It does kind of look like that, though. It's just a nice sunset. The lighting's kind of weird on it. Again, just kind of jumping around all over the place here, because we got to watch every single one of these storms, guys. Again, I think the next one to get tornado warned would be this one here near St. Louis, northeast of St. Louis. It's a little more broad rotation now, but it has a hook echo, and they've been warning literally every storm with a hook echo out here. There actually were reports of people on the ground in Taylorville, though, originally, of this storm having rotation at the surface, broad rotation. So it's understandable why they tornado warned this. I don't know why they extended it. It definitely didn't. It's not doing anything at this point. But stay in your safe place just in case it starts to develop some more rotation there again, obviously. Don't know why I'm hunched over like that. Bad posture. So our storm here did end up, wow, numerous reports of wind damage in and around Winter, and a dozen power poles down. That's coming out of Tripp County in South Dakota after a destructive severe thunderstorm rolled through. Another 61-mile-per-hour gust report was made as well. That storm's down, not even considerable anymore. It's just a regular severe warning, quarter-size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Another report of golf ball-sized hail with our storm near Springview now. So, anyway, there's a lot of excessive heat warnings in Kansas. There's excessive heat warnings kind of all over the place right now. In fact, the entire country is either around average temperatures or they're above average temperatures. There's not really a spot that's super below average right now. Like maybe 1 or 2 degrees, sure, but it's nothing. Like, for the most part, we are all above average. We are baking out here. Especially in the Northwest, which is part of the reason we're having an insane wildfire season out there. Feels like every year wildfire season gets crazier in the Northwest and back up into Canada. Obviously last year we had the smoke from eastern Canada, southeastern Canada, dipped down into the United States because of those wildfires. Whoops. So again, we'll keep watching these storms here in central Illinois as well as in southeast Indiana. But this is a live look from storm chaser Brandon Kopic out of central Illinois. Looks like he's got his drone out, obviously. Definitely an ominous storm, to say the least. And a new severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued, actually. Let's see, where's that for? It's doing the disappearing trick. I don't know why it does that sometimes, and then other times it doesn't. South Dakota. That is for the northeast side of Platte. Northeastward. 60-mile-an-hour damaging wind gusts. Got kind of a line of storms there that could, again, produce some damaging winds, obviously. Linear threat. This is a live look from storm chaser Connor Croft. Wow. Extremely electrified storm, very dark. Pretty windy, it looks like, too. So look out for him. And Corey Gherkin is just chilling right now. He's in Effingham County. He's in Southmore Heights, just south of Altamont. Kind of a little subdivision there of Altamont. So we're going to watch this northwest of Brookville. Still has a hook echo, still a pretty impressive velocity couplet there, north of Highway 52. And the new Storm Prediction Center update just came out. Very interestingly, they pushed the slight risk even further into Ohio. Or it didn't just come out, but Radar Omega just got it permanently updated. Because, you know, earlier, obviously every time it has it updated for a little bit, then it goes back, but now it's permanently updated. So this is the new SPC outlook. Still a double slight risk, still a 5% tornado risk. Damage and wind threat, same. Hail threat, same. The only difference, really, is that they've removed the marginal in the Mid-Atlantic and added one for parts of extreme, just a little sliver of Alabama there, and southwestern, as well as west-central Georgia. Really the only major difference there. They made this slight risk a little bit bigger, pushed a little bit further to the north, a little bit further to the east. I believe they pushed this one a little further southeast, but nothing else too crazy in terms of changes with that. They pushed the 5% tour risk a little further east as well, but I want to check out NATOcast. They should have a new Outlook out. They don't. Okay, never mind. Not going to check out NATOcast. Alrighty. Broad rotation on that line north of Indianapolis. Yeah, that's not going to do anything, though, unless it seriously has an uptick for whatever reason. There's a little bit of a weak boundary off to the west of here, but not going to interact with this, obviously. So, let's check out the Evansville radar again to see. So, again, some of these storms aren't really rotating at the surface, but in the higher levels of the atmosphere, man, are they rotating. So, again, that's why these have tornado warnings here. The rotation just isn't really dropping down to the surface that much, other than with this storm here near Cowden now. And really, this looks to be done. The hook shape is gone and everything. Yes, a severe thunderstorm watch has been out here for a little bit for parts of Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky. And we just got a couple of new severe thunderstorm warnings as well. One is in Nebraska, quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. And one of them is somewhere else. Arizona, with our monsoonal event here. Bisbee, look out for that. Moving north there, crossing in from Mexico. If you're in that area, make sure that you're looking out for that. Moving indoors, quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Another severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued. That's for eastern Bond County, in south-central Illinois, really southwestern Illinois is what I'd consider this. That does include Greenville, so look out for that. Some rotation there near Warden to look out for. Watch out for that. One south of Bismarck has a few couplets. Let's see here. What's good with these storms? Nothing as crazy as they were before, I'll be honest with you. So they may just drop those tour warnings. I don't know, they're still rotating, but just not quite as impressively in my opinion. Again, if there's any rotation on that northern storm, it'd be here southeast of Cambridge City where we got that little notch. But I don't think that's going to work out for it very well. And, again, none of our Illinois storms are really rotating super impressively at the surface. Again, maybe if you take it a little higher in the atmosphere, sure, but not really down at the surface level or in the lower levels of the atmosphere, even. We do have a new tornado warning, though. Where is that? So, they're extending the warning here for a Cambridge City storm. I think that's appropriate. So, it includes pretty much the same exact area. So, Cambridge City, you need to stay for a little bit longer, just in case we see a rotation handoff to the west. Centerville, you need to stay in your safe spot. Waterloo, get to your safe spot. Brownsville, get your safe spot. You're just outside of that, actually, but get there anyway. Abington, get your safe spot. That goes out for southern Wayne County, northwestern Union County, and northeastern Fayette County. In east central Indiana. Roman's not doing his celebration stream because I don't know. Well, I do know what happened, but he is not at 100 subs anymore. They removed the tour warning for a southern storm, by the way. Yeah, but he's not at 100. Night, Alan. Sleep tight. Feels so weird to say. So at this point, there's really nothing to watch super closely here. We're actually down to 2 tornado warnings now. The one in southeastern Christian County to southwestern Shelby County. I didn't just say bedbugs. Has been removed. Again, this storm's not really rotating it anymore. It's really not even that organized at all. It was for a little bit, but not really anymore. So that leaves us down similarly to how we started with 2 tornado warnings, one in Illinois, one in Indiana. The one in Indiana is the same storm that originally had the tornado warning when we started. But the Illinois one is a new one, but it's in a similar spot to where the old one was, actually. I will say nobody was in the same tornado warning twice here. Or, nobody was in a tornado warning twice. This one was in northern Christian County, this one was in southern Christian County. But, anyway. What did I just do? And the scrolling. What am I doing? Again, at this point, our greatest chance for a tornado here would be, once again, now in the middle of Nowheresville. Almost the exact spot I said it would go. 3 Mile Road. Kind of getting into the hilly areas of southeast Indiana. The less populated regions. A new severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued. That's going to be going out for portions of... It disappeared, but it's going to reappear here in just a second. Yeah, what did your keyboard just do? But anyway, the new severe thunderstorm warning should come in here any second. It only does this, it does it on my iPad too, but for the most part it only does it on my computer, but when it does it like almost every time on my computer, it disappears and then 10 minutes later it reappears. I don't know why, but the new severe warning. Come on, you're making me look stupid here. Go. Yeah, I'm not going to end stream. We still got to watch the Indiana storm. And also, we're going to see more of these Illinois storms try to spin up rotation. And wow, this southern storm really resurged. We could see a tornado with that. I hope they reissue that tornado warning. That is higher up in the atmosphere, but still, yeah, that's very concerning. Northeast of Brookville. Yeah, it really is. Like, the warning is not even here. It didn't reappear. Am I just stupid? Don't answer that. What's up, Braden? Pretty sure I'm being stream bombed again. But anyway, we'll just ignore that. Again, if you're just now tuning in, we're watching some tornado warning storms across portions of Illinois and Indiana. We've got a very impressive storm as well along the Indiana-Ohio state line here near Brookville. So again, if you're in this area, I'd be watching very closely for this. And again, this area of rotation is pretty tight as well. In Decatur, Illinois, how's the weather looking for you? Decatur, actually, right now, off to your southwest, you have a tornado warning for southwestern Macon County. That doesn't include Decatur. But I do think that the chance of you getting another storm is on the lower side of things. I think a lot of it should stay off to the southeast of you at this point. Again, they just barely included you in that severe thunderstorm watch, probably mainly because of this cell here, and this cell is, again, not really affecting the Decatur area too much, so we'll keep you posted. But as of right now, it doesn't look like you should get anything too crazy, but you're in that severe thunderstorm watch. You're in the slight risk of severe weather, so just be aware, you know. I don't know if you get cable or not, but if you do, WCIA is live right now, doing broadcasting severe weather. So if you want like a specific thing for Decatur, probably recommend checking that out. Because I mean, I'd appreciate it if you stayed here, but we're gonna be all over the place across Illinois and Indiana, you know. So anyway. No problem. Alrighty. Why do I do this with my hand? Looks so stupid. Just feels natural. Santa Cruz County, Arizona. Was that the warning that came in earlier where I was like, where is it? It might be. This one. Yeah, it definitely was. That was an awkward laugh that I just did. Whoops. So anyway. Again, if you're just not tuning in, we are watching some severe thunderstorms and even some tornadic thunderstorms right now across portions of Illinois and Indiana. So, we're going to be live here for a little bit longer, at the very least, covering some of these, as we're continuing to see more tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings come out for parts of the Midwest. We have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 4 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Central. But yeah. The only people that would be worried about this in Central Time would be in Illinois, and Illinois is probably going to get cut out of this watch pretty, not pretty soon, but before 3 a.m., before it actually expires. So again, we'll keep watch of all these storms here. But yeah, if you're in this area, probably need to look out here for the rest of the night for some strong to severe storms. Really just this area, actually. If you're north of this line, you may get some stronger storms, but I think the severe storms and tornadoes should stay off to the south of there for the most part. And again, eventually that threat will be a little further southeast, but I'm just talking about for the next few hours here. Eventually the threat will extend all the way back into, like, North Carolina. far western North Carolina anyway, may see an isolated strong to severe storm or something from the remnants of this, and then there's also going to be some sparking of pop-up storms by the time this gets there tomorrow, so. Because again, we're talking about a generally slow-moving system. Right now, it's in the Midwest. It's going to take until like tomorrow afternoon until these storms actually make it to North Carolina. It's going to be, midnight at least until they get even to the Ohio River, and they're basically, just 100 miles from there, so it's a slow-moving complex overall. Some of them are 100 miles anyway. Some of them are less than that, some are more. This tornado warning expires in 4 minutes. This tornado warning expires in 19 minutes. This tornado warning has been off and on with its rotation. Again, this storm has been off and on with its rotation near Palestine. What's up, Roman? But we're going to keep watching these storms here. The plains, once again, right now the threat is diminishing heavily. Very heavily. We only have three severe warnings left in the plains. One in Nebraska, 2 in South Dakota here. The worst of them are just, 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-sized hail. Again, if we're talking about, who's going to see a tornado potentially tonight, it would be somewhere in this vicinity. It's definitely not going to be back into the northern plains. It would be in the Ohio Valley. Will any of these storms hit southwest Indiana? If so, what will the hazards be? Yeah, we actually have storms already in southwest Indiana. Mainly a damaging wind threat with them, heavy rain, but an isolated tornado can't be ruled out. It'll be kind of similar to what's happening right now in more central and southern Illinois, because these are going to be the storms that affect you, right? So it's going to be pretty similar to what we have ongoing right now. A few of them are going to be severe. Maybe one of them gets tornado warned. So this storm here actually near Blue Mound still has a hook echo. And again, the surface rotation isn't anything crazy, but if we look from again, if we kind of switch radars here, right? Let's look from the St. Louis radar per se. I don't know why I said per se. We can see, well, I guess we can't really see the storm from there, but there is rotation higher up in the atmosphere of this storm. Like if we look from the Evansville radar, we can definitely see a little bit of rotation higher up. So we'll watch out for that. But, yeah. Yeah, WX Twitter probably is calling this a bust. It touched down in Stonington, Blue Mountain area. One of my family members were able to get a picture. Did it really? If you can link that photo in the chat somehow, that would be highly appreciated. And also send that into the National Weather Service if that you actually ever reported that. New severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued. Northeastern Clinton County and Marion counties in south central Illinois for Salem. Well, Centralia and Comundi. And we no longer have that tornado warning there for Christian and Shelby counties. We're left with just the one out here in Indiana at this point. So, update our warnings. Again, this storm's really not even rotating that much anymore. Just doing another little handoff here. Barnsdall touchdown like an hour after people called it a bust. Yeah, I mean, it was a high risk, but the thing is, I don't know if May 6th was a bust, because we got Barnsdall, but what else did we get? If we didn't get Barnsdall, that might have been the most underperforming high risk of all time in terms of a tornado-driven high risk. Anyway. A little bit of rotation, perhaps northeast of Temvik, South Dakota, but again, I'm not expecting a tornado with that. New severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Lemoore, Logan, and Stutzman counties in southeastern North Dakota 1 minute ago. We do have reports of wind damage from this tornado-warned storm here out of Cambridge City. There were minor trees/power lines reported down in the area. That report was sent in twice. It's the exact same one. We do have a new tornado warning now. This is going out for the North Anderson area. Give me just a second here. That'll reappear any second. I'll count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it worked! Putting it on the spot works, huh? Anyway, North Anderson towards Alexandria. New tornado warning has been issued. Little area of rotation here east of Perkinsville, northwest of Hamilton. That's a tornado. That's a debris signature. So we have a tornado on the ground now, it looks like. Well, I don't know if we can say that yet. Yeah, that's a tornado. Okay, we have a tornado on the ground now. So tornado is officially on the ground in Indiana if you're just now tuning in east of Perkinsville. That's definitely a debris signature. So we'll go ahead and update the title here. Again, if you're just now tuning in, tornado on the ground east of Perkinsville, Indiana. I'll go ahead and give you guys the details in just a minute here. Okay. So, this tornado warning goes out for portions of central Madison County, Alexandria, down towards North Anderson. You need to be in your tornado safe spot. It goes out towards Moonsville. Anywhere west of Interstate 69 in this area, you need to get to your tornado safe spot, preferably underground. If you can't get underground, get into an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. They didn't confirm it, but also on the newest correlation, yep, new CC scan, that's definitely a tornado. So tornado on the ground northwest of Hamilton. Again, very dangerous storm there. Again, this is the second confirmed tornado of the day. We did have that one near Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which was a huge surprise. But the second confirmed one of the day now, as far as my knowledge goes. East of Perkinsville, Indiana here. Weak tornado, but every tornado is a dangerous tornado. And again, there's really not that much out here for it to pick up. So it's, considering that fact, the debris signature being small isn't that surprising. Yeah, it is from the line north of Indianapolis. So this has actually been on the ground for a little bit here, it looks like. And the debris signature is getting bigger. They did push that up to observe. So again, tornado on the ground now. Anderson, Alexandria, Frankton. You need to get to your safe spot. North Anderson, not downtown Anderson. So again, we got ourselves a decent debris signature here. So if you're in this area, you need to get to your tornado safe spot immediately. New severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Marion and Clinton counties, Illinois. Nope, that's not the new one. The new one is for Wayne, Union, and Fayette counties, Indiana. But again, tornado on the ground now. You know, if that report of the Christian County tornado is true, then we've had 3 tornadoes today, but that's not confirmed. I doubt that was on the ground. So again, tornado definitely on the ground here. The debris signature is about close to 1.5 miles wide. It's almost 1.5 miles wide here. Which obviously that does not mean the tornado is a mile and a half wide, but the swath of debris that it's picking up and throwing in the atmosphere is. That's why we say take shelter anywhere in the polygon, because even if you don't get hit with the tornado, there's still a good chance you get hit with debris flying, and that's how you get hurt in a situation like this. So again, this is right over West 300 North, east-northeast of Perkinsville, Indiana. Again, unfortunately, it looks like this went just southeast, on the southeast side of Perkinsville. Now we have a new tornado warning as well. That's going out for portions of Bond and Madison counties, Illinois. Seek shelter immediately. That's the storm that I pointed out, like, so long ago. There we go. I predicted 2 tour warnings this stream. I had the one in southeast Indiana, and I had this one. But anyway, Pocahontas, and you get to that safe spot. Yeah, things are picking up again. I'm definitely glad we didn't end stream there during that little bit of a lull. The newest velocity scan, still matching up with the correlation coefficient drop. Again, we still definitely have, at the very least, debris in the atmosphere here. We could still have a tornado on the ground. And now we have another tornado warning. What is happening? It's not even for, like, the same storm any of these times. They've 2 new ones. No, 1 new one. Butler, Franklin counties, Ohio. They rewarned the Indiana-Ohio state line storm. Did the other one actually get issued? Or did this one just disappear and reappear? Or did that one disappear and reappear? We'll find out, but as of right now, we have 4 tornado warnings, so seek shelter immediately. Okay, it did get issued. My goodness. We have an ongoing tornado warning outbreak. Once again, Marion, Fayette counties, Illinois, get to your safe spot. This includes extreme south central Fayette County and northwestern Marion counties here. So, Vernon, Patoka, get to your safe spot there. Any chance of Dayton getting hit? If you're talking about Dayton, Ohio, there is a possibility. We already have some tornado warning storm, or a tornado warning storm southwest of you. Got a couple of tornado warning storms west of you, but for the most part, these are going to be heading southeast rather than due east, so while you may get some storms, I doubt you're going to get anything in terms of, like, a tornado threat. So hopefully that answers your question. Let me check out something really quickly. So again, if you're just not tuning in, we have an ongoing situation here where we have 5 tornado warnings across portions of Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. So if you're in any of these tornado warnings right now, we need you to get to that tornado safe spot immediately on the lowest floor of a building in an interior room, away from windows, obviously. And again, we do have a tornado on the ground in Indiana, it looks like. Let's see. So that debris signature is gone, so we no longer have a tornado on the ground, but you need to stay in your safe spot. There could be a tad bit of debris fallout here still, and the tornado could definitely recycle, so don't leave your safe spot. But there's no longer a tornado on the ground, it doesn't look like. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. That's going to be going out for portions of Sheridan and McLean counties, North Dakota. It definitely is pretty active right now, Kevin. Let's see here. Let's get in rotation there near Mount Carmel. Seek shelter. This tornado warning does include the western side of Hamilton, but Hamilton, you got a few minutes, so just get there as soon as possible. But if you have like an emergency or something, you know, you can wait a few minutes. If you need to get, you know, clothes or shoes on or whatever, that's what you need to do. Because you may have to walk around in broken debris. You gotta have shoes on for that. You may have to walk around outside if you have to evacuate your home for a fire or something. Then obviously you're gonna want to have clothes on. So, Once again, if you're just now tuning in, we're watching severe weather. Yeah, I saw. There have been a lot of earthquakes in the U.S. recently for some reason. I'm not an earthquake person, so I don't know the science behind that. It's not really meteorology related. 60-mile-an-hour winds, nickel-sized hail there in South Dakota. With that new severe thunderstorm warning. Give me just a second here. Alrighty. More supercells developing in Evansville. Not in Indiana. So again, if you're just now tuning in, we previously had a tornado on the ground in Indiana just moments ago. We're now watching tornado warning storms fire across portions of the Midwest here. And we've been live for over an hour now covering severe weather. Oh, you're talking about these? I don't know if I'd call those supercells. But they could become supercells, yeah. Grandpa lives in St. Louis. St. Louis right now is fine. We're worried about areas east of St. Louis, but St. Louis should be fine for the rest of the night if you're talking about like downtown St. Louis. Especially on the Missouri side, obviously. So, anyway. So again, we still have a little bit of rotation here on our Indiana storm. It could reproduce another tornado here. And that was a decently long tracking tornado. Again, that was kind of an average tornado there. Average strength, average, what am I talking about? Averagely tracked. Give me one sec here. Alrighty. So, once again, if you're just now joining us, we have got ourselves an ongoing severe weather outbreak. Rotation near Farmersburg, Indiana. I really should have known where that's at. I knew it was in western Indiana. Yeah, I did actually notice that a couple minutes ago. I know I didn't show it on stream, but I did notice that. Because it wasn't really rotation before. Now it's rotation, so yeah. Anyway. Welcome back, Rowan. Again, if you're just not tuning in, we just had a tornado on the ground in Indiana moments ago. Ripped through Perkinsville, southeast of Perkinsville anyway. We're hoping that the town of Perkinsville didn't get directly hit. It's not a huge town anyway, but obviously we want to avoid as many people getting affected as possible. But it definitely did impact the southeast side of Perkinsville at the very least. Luckily, it doesn't seem like it was super strong, so that's the good news. But anyway. The main area died. Well, I don't think that was rotation. I don't know, it might have been. Oh, are you talking about this? Because, yeah, this actually... Yeah. What was I looking at? Oh, I was looking from the Evansville radar. Well, I don't know. I think I was looking from the Evansville radar. Yeah, I was. Yeah, it was a decent... Again, I said this. This is an average tornado. It was average, track, average distance. It was average strength. It was like the most average tornado you'll ever see. It went through an average populated area. It went through a small town. And again, it was pretty intense there for a few moments. Very clear hook echo there for a little bit. It was seriously cranking with that inflow there. But anyway, at this point that storm is on a downward trend, but you need to remain in your safe spot just in case that somehow recycles a tornado there. But again, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, those are the main states that need to look out tonight for the potential for severe weather, including the threat of tornadoes. And anyway, so would you look at that? Hashtag tornado is trending on Twitter. A lot of it's from the Murfreesboro tornado. But yeah, the tornado was on the ground there briefly, west of Muncie. Give me 1 second here. I gotta look at something. Okay. Let's look and see if any of the NATO cast outlook was out. But nope. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure that's trending on Twitter. Can we be honest? The science in Twisters wasn't, like, it didn't really make sense in some parts. But it was a good movie. Davis in Roman Does Weather is actually trending. That's crazy. What am I doing? Roman Does Weather goes crazy. We still got a velocity couple here. We can see another brief spin up, but I doubt it at this point. Yeah, things don't get sucked up into tornadoes like they were saying. Like, yeah. What's up, Mr. Storm? Yeah, it didn't make sense. Like, people getting sucked into tornadoes has happened, but they don't get, like, sucked up into the clouds and everything like that. Yeah. Anyway. Did it actually say that in the movie? Bruh. Wow, so, again, still seeing that rotation there near Riley, Ohio, southwest of town. Into the storm. I never actually watched Into the Storm. I've heard it's not good anyway. So. So again, if you're just not tuning in, we did have a brief tornado on the ground that did rip through Perkinsville, Indiana. On the southeast side of town. Probably going to end up seeing some significant damage reports there. Or somewhat significant damage reports anyway. A Tiv got sucked up. 300, bro. 300 mph mega wedge goes crazy. With a guy inside and it was all heavenly. Literally the Wizard of Oz tornado. So again, at this point, the most likely corridor for a tornado kind of through here. Maybe not that far west, but for the next couple of hours, this is going to be the hot spot, I think, if we do see any tornadic storms tonight, or any more tornadic storms tonight, which I'm sure we will. I think that's going to be the hot spot for the next couple hours. You know, obviously, eventually, that'll push a little further southeast, but I don't think we're going to see a tornado threat that lasts, like, all the way into Tennessee. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good movie, based on everything I've heard from you guys and, just other people in general. So again, if you're just not tuning in, we've been live for about an hour and 15 minutes now. Truly a Torcy moment. But anyway, we have got ourselves 4 tornado warnings across portions of Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Eventually, we're going to see some of those go into Kentucky, most likely. But damaging winds and tornadoes are the main threats tonight, although some hail cannot be ruled out. Y'all, the bad news is I got missed big time. I got a storm this morning that was pretty cool. I got amazing lightning shots, amazing footage. Even that one, though, went just to the east of me. The worst of it did, but tonight, I missed them all. They literally went... I got so mad whenever I saw one of the ARRR that cut me right, like, in between. Like, this is what happened. They had storms going over here, but this little corridor where I'm just chilling, I'm like, they were like, no tornado for you. Like, there were storms all around me. So stupid. It's okay, I have another chance tomorrow, and I think it's a higher chance tomorrow, actually, that I get some good storms. But I really thought I was going to get something tonight. But I got something this morning, but again, even that, the worst of it went off to the east of me. I did get a special weather statement storm. But go to the gas station, see Connor Croft, what are you doing? There have been storm chasers that have parked at gas stations in my town before. Appreciate his gorgeous mullet. What is happening? That's kind of crazy. I got a taste of what happens to you. It's been happening to me a lot lately with, like, every system. Yeah, the storms do hate Mr. Riz. Put your Arizonian frogs away. I don't know how we still have this warning it confirmed in Madison County, Indiana. That doesn't even deserve a radar indicated tour warning anymore. If you're in this warning, you're good. Just don't want to cancel it, huh? You work at a car repair company and you see Reed Timmer, what are you doing? Crying. But yeah, I'm in... It's like I'm not even on the edge of the severe watch. I'm right smack dab in the middle, and yet I get nothing. saying big time windshield damage. Welcome back, Braden. So, still got 4 tornado warnings here. At this point, though, I honestly don't think any of them deserve a tornado warning. Again, that's not to say you shouldn't be in your safe spot. You should be, obviously. But yeah. This one may get a tornado warning near Warden. You guys obviously have already been in one, but there's a hook and rotation and everything, so we'll see what happens with that. It's right on top of the area we already have a tornado warning, though, for. Our tornado warning storm up in Indiana did just get a severe warning. Or I guess it's the storm behind it that got a severe warning, but quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind. So if you're in, Frankton, you're not done, even though you just got that tornado warning storm, which actually you didn't get that much rain from. You've got a storm coming in that'll definitely bring you rain, wind, and potentially even some hail. Yeah, the next few days look interesting for the Midwest, with Illinois and Indiana kind of being the center targets here, mainly Illinois. Read when the car repair company shuts down on the day he needs it fixed. Gotta be kidding me, gotta be kidding me, gotta be kidding me. Alrighty. So, keep watching these storms here. I think this one could get a tornado warning. It actually, a couple, like this scan here, they should have given that a tornado warning. And again, the hook echo is getting more impressive. So we'll see what they do with that. See what they do about that. Got kind of a little bean cell here near Springfield. South of Springfield anyway, that could try and produce later on in its lifetime, but we'll see. It's just now developing its hook. Just have to watch it there. Gotta watch that. 4 tornado warnings now. Yes, sir. I do not remember whenever Reed Timmer said that, not gonna lie. Never seen that clip, I guess. Not today, we haven't. What are you talking about? Bro, if Max ever says that, I am gonna lose all faith in humanity. Every time he eats Culver's, the day overperforms. So if he stops going to Culver's, that would actually be a good thing, I guess, because less severe weather, but, I want severe weather in my area. Like, I'd be happy if severe storms could impact me and just me. Like, severe storms, tornado emergencies, that'd be awesome. Nobody got hurt. I don't even care if I get hurt. It would be worth it. It would be a cool experience. I'd have my battle scar. I almost ended up with a battle scar today after my huge lightning show. It's probably gonna get posted. Hopefully, maybe. No guarantees. A lot of times with those smaller storm videos, I just procrastinate and never end up posting them. Bruh. Olive Garden is kind of wild. Tornado outbreak generator on Scratch. So a live look at Storm Chaser Connor Croft. Got a nice light show there in Highland, Illinois. He's not in Highland, but he's just outside of Highland. Northeast. He is getting close to Pyron. Pyron and Highland, huh? Interesting, I guess. And we no longer have that tornado warning in Indiana. So, finally can change the tour warning counter. It's been on 4 for a while now, not gonna lie. Alright. Severe warning now issued for Anderson, point southeastward to the north side of Newcastle, Madison, Delaware, Henry counties. Quarter-sized hill, 60-mile-an-hour winds, possible tornado. If you're in that area, make sure you're moving indoors. That is, not the same storm. Well, it is the same storm, but not the same area of rotation that produced a tornado earlier. But still look out for it, same storm. And the new hook echo there is definitely noticeable over Edgewood. I think you just got a 50-mile-an-hour gust outside your window? Dang. This storm's hook echo is kind of losing some steam. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now issued for the South Dakota-Nebraska state line. 70-mile-an-hour winds, considerable, wow. And we do have another new severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued. That's going to be for portions of Clinton, Bond, and Madison counties in south central and southwestern Illinois for this big cluster of storms here. So that likely means they're going to let that tornado warning go. Let's see here. Broad rotation near Brubaker with our south central Illinois storm there for northwest Marion County. Alrighty. So, Nebraska and South Dakota severe event has popped off. It really has. That one overperformed. I'd say this one underperformed. Flash flood warning just issued for southwestern Fayette County. Stay alive, don't drive. We're talking about rain potentially totaling 4 inches, up to 4 inches of rain, max. You've already had up to 3 inches, but could get another one. Somewhere between 1 and 3 inches you've had, and you could get another inch. So look out for that. I want to see the next scan here from the Lincoln radar. We haven't gotten one in a long time. It's been, well, say a long time. It's been 5 minutes, but you know what I mean. This actually looks like it could be our next storm that gets tornado warned if it looks like this, but a little more impressive on the next scan. Like if it's a bit bigger. And the hook's more impressive. Wondering what the SPC will put tomorrow? We have a slight risk tomorrow. That's going out for portions of the Midwest once more. And we also have a slight risk again in the Northern Plains. It's like the exact same outlook. I don't know what that was. So yeah, that hook echo, they're approaching Interstate 55 near Thomasville. We, again, may see a tornado warning out of that if that, intensifies at all, really. New severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued. They put that out for portions of South Dakota. 60-mile-an-hour winds, penny-sized hill. That is for parts of southeastern Charles Mix County, southeastern Gregory County, and central Bon Homme counties in central South Dakota, south central South Dakota, and southeastern South Dakota. What a mouthful. We are down to 2 tornado warnings, one in Ohio, one in Illinois. I haven't looked at this Ohio storm for a while. How's it been progressing? It was dead for a while. It's kind of back now. Yeah, Riley will have to watch out for a potential tornado there with that, actually. But, anyway. And that's, nearing Hamilton and Fairfield, Ohio. No problem, Braden. But yeah, we will be live here tomorrow. We'll also be live here on Wednesday. Wednesday will be interesting. We're going to see a severe weather outbreak here across portions of the Central Plains and the Northern Plains, kind of back into the upper Midwest. I think you could just call this the upper Western Midwest. I used to use that term a lot in my videos. I get tired of saying that now. I'm tired of hearing me say that whenever I watch my old videos. When you were 4, you washed your hands 7 times just to kill the germs. That's crazy. Again, I think if they're going to tornado warn a storm here, it would be this one. But in Lincoln Zone, if they end up tornado warning any more storms tonight, I think that if they do any more, it would be this one. But I doubt they're going to issue any more tornado warnings tonight. They're probably done for the night. This isn't even in NWS Lincoln Zone, is it? This is technically St. Louis still, right along the Lincoln-St. Louis line. So, we'll see. And this looks impressive to me. We've got a little bit of a hook echo, some rotation, west of Alhambra. Alright, just making sure there's no debris signature. I didn't think there would be, but there's not. Just checking. They did re-tornado warn the storm here that originally produced a tornado. It's still the same one, technically. This includes Anderson, Meadowbrook. So downtown Anderson, get your safe spot. Point southeastward. It's 3 a.m. in Ireland and you want tea. You're going to be running around the house. But yeah, Springport, back up towards Anderson. Get your safe spot immediately in Indiana. Kind of surprised they re-tornado on that one. So again, if you're just now tuning in, we've been live for about an hour and a half now. Covering some severe weather across portions of the Ohio River Valley, mainly Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. The warning counter was already on 3. Alright. Oh wait, it shouldn't be on 3, because they just removed the one in Illinois. Okay. Tornado probs on CSU are 2% on day 3. Okay. How many severe warnings do we have? 13. Wow. Those have gone up since last check. Alrighty. So yeah, I think Illinois, unless you're in southern Illinois, you're probably done for the night. In terms of any sort of severe weather threat. Gotta change the title here from tornado warning in Illinois to tornado warning in Ohio. You love tea? Wow, massive severe thunderstorm warning just issued. This is for portions of southeastern North Dakota and south central North Dakota. So if you're in that warning, make sure you're moving indoors. 60-mile-an-hour winds. That goes all the way from Jamestown down towards Ellendale. Interstate 94 down to Highway 11. So, move indoors. Dayton is going to get hit by a special weather. Yes, Dayton does have a special weather statement. We can actually look. I didn't realize they added a new live cam south of Mason. This is the new one. We can look at these cameras here to see this tornado warning storm. This one, I think this is facing at it. I think this is looking. Let me use my brain real quick. Northwest. Yeah. Lightning. Ominous clouds. It's actually maybe looking northeast. Can see this camera on the left-hand side of your screen. You got that same lightning, obviously. This is a big electrified storm, and then you can even see it on this cam, which is really far out. pretty far away. Still see it. Dayton's cooked. I don't think so. So, rotation still is there, to be fair, on the southeast side of Anderson, Indiana. Look out for that. New severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for western Wayne County and northeastern Jefferson counties in south central Illinois. So if you're in that area, make sure you're getting indoors immediately. 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail could occur with that storm. Still watching the storm over Interstate 55. Again, this might be the last storm in central Illinois that we really have to watch out for. Keep a watch of that one near northeast of St. Louis as well. Yeah, still can't believe Elkhorn is officially EF4 now. We brought that up earlier today on the stream. Willow Run Drive? What? Wow. That rotation really spiked up on the newest velocity scan near Kaufman. You're talking about gate-to-gate shear with that storm being close to 95 miles an hour, actually. About 93 and a half, 94, whatever. I don't think that's a debris signature, but yeah. Yeah, it's not a debris signature. Because it completely matches up with the reflectivity drop, so that pretty much verifies it's not a debris signature. So, again, if you're just now tuning in, we are watching some tornado-warned storms across portions of Indiana and Ohio. The one in Ohio is nothing crazy, in my opinion, at this point. They could probably let that warning go. Stay in your safe spot just in case if you're on the west side of Hamilton or Millvale or Bunker Hill or McGonigle. In about 45 minutes to an hour, Dayton might be cooked. I doubt they're cooked. Tornado might happen in Greencastle. Where's Greencastle? If you're talking about Greencastle, Indiana. Come on, I need to know where this is. Where's Greencastle? I don't know. I'm just going to look it up. There's no rotation in Greencastle. Literally none. They have a little bit of rotation near Brazil. South of Brazil, southeast of Staunton. Alrighty. Tornado warning in Ohio expires in 1 minute. We're going to see this warning in Indiana continue for 16 more minutes, though. Wrong Greencastle? What Greencastle? You're going to move to Florida? You're moving to Florida in about 6:30? Anything bad there? No. Maybe some weaker thunderstorms in northern Florida, but nothing crazy. Some rain in southern Florida. And the tornado warning in Ohio is gone. Alrighty. I doubt we're at 13 severe warnings still. We're at 15. I don't even know what that is, Roman, but I'm going to guess that people probably shouldn't listen to that. Salem, Illinois, 13 minutes ago, multiple reports of trees on houses and power lines downed. Seems like a pretty significant storm rolling through that area. They may upgrade that to 70-mile-an-hour winds. Speaking of which, let's check out our storm in South Dakota with 70-mile-an-hour winds. Still 1 for 70. So it really is bowing out quite a bit. But, anyway. The one on the Nebraska side got upgraded to 70. No, it didn't. What am I talking about? It did. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. Big brain. Maybe. Greencastle, Illinois. Is there a space? Well, we already mentioned Greencastle, but yeah. So still got that rotation on the extreme southeast side of Anderson, Indiana, near Old State Road 67. How's y'all's day been? Dude, this stream is at 18 likes. You guys are insane. New severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued. For parts of North Dakota. What the heck? It's a huge one. Nope, that's not the new one. It's in South Dakota. Got pranked. Storm riding Highway 10 here. It's a part of our line. In the North Dakota, South Dakota state line there. 60-mile-an-hour winds, penny-sized hail heading for Leola. So if you're in that area, make sure you get indoors immediately. But, stream has almost had 200 views. Wow. Alright. Let's go. I don't know how y'all just watch me like this. I'm so boring. By the way, a chunk of our severe thunderstorm watch was removed for I try to do the thing where I say parts and portions at the same time, and I end up saying portions. But the severe thunderstorm watch has been removed for parts of western Indiana and eastern Illinois. I'm still in it. I'm hanging on by one county. But I'm not going to see anything. I'll get removed out of that sooner rather than later. Yeah, this storm has knocked out a lot of power here, by the way, in Marion County. So, just a quick note there. Again, that storm could have up to 65, maybe even 70-mile-an-hour winds at times. So we also have reports of significant damage, like power lines down and trees down on homes. New severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued. That's going to be going out for portions of East Central Clay and Central Owens counties. Central Owen County, not Owens counties. In West Central Indiana, quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. If you're in that area, make sure you're moving indoors immediately. Ugh. My voice got higher pitched as I said that sentence. Alrighty. How did I do that? How am I switching between radars like that? Hold on, what? What? What did I do to switch? No, I did it twice. What was it that I clicked? I need to know. Wait. If you click huh? Because now it's not doing it. If you click return, it changes your radar site. What? Huh? I've never noticed that before. You learn something new every day, don't you? Probably looks so stupid too, because I told all of my friends and family that we were going to see storms. Again, we could see a tornado threat last all the way up until midnight at the latest. So, anyway, let's see here. I think after midnight, the chances of us seeing any tornadic storms decrease dramatically. And obviously, it's not just going to change at the exact moment that midnight hits the clock. Okay, I tried to make myself sound cool by saying that. Obviously, it didn't really work that well, huh? I'm an odd fellow. Change the title. We don't have a tornado warning in Ohio anymore. But we do have one in Indiana. New severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. That is for northeastern Lawrence and southwestern Jackson counties in central Indiana. 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-size tail heading for Brownstown. Make sure you're moving indoors immediately. Again, if you're just now tuning in, we are covering a live tornado warning in northeastern Indiana. At 10:32 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Anderson, moving east at 25 miles an hour. Hazard, tornado, and quarter-sized hail. And we got some broad rotation still approaching Interstate 69 near Middletown. So if you're in this area, we need you to get to that tornado safe spot. This does include the far southeast side of Anderson. By this point, Anderson's all clear. We're mainly concerned about areas to the south and the east of Anderson. More kind of extreme eastern portions of Madison County. And then obviously, again, parts of northwest Henry County and a little sliver of southwest Delaware County. Kind of at the Madison, Delaware, Henry County line there. You guys are familiar with that area. Alrighty-roo. We actually have a report of a 74-mile-per-hour wind gust out of our storm along the South Dakota-Nebraska state line here. Interestingly enough, don't get it mixed up. We have one on the Nebraska-South Dakota state line causing damaging winds, and we have one on the South Dakota-North Dakota state line causing damaging winds. Two separate systems here. The one on the South Dakota-Nebraska state line is a little bit more intense, but we're still seeing damaging winds with the one up north, so nothing to ignore, obviously. The one's southeast of Bismarck there, and then this one's southeast of Chamberlain, northeast of O'Neill. At this current moment. Actually, it's northwest, kind of north, just north of O'Neill. Just straight north. So anyway. I think whenever this tornado warning gets removed, if we don't get any others, we can start to wrap things up here. This has been a long stream indeed. Been live for almost 2 hours now. And, I've enjoyed it. So, anyway. The storm also, caused minor tree limb damage near Patoka in Marion County. Again, looks like Salem had the more significant damage, really in central Marion County, points southeast. So now we're talking again about areas like Wayne and Jefferson counties here, seeing those significant damage and wind impacts potentially. Alrighty. Alrighty-roo. That's my famous quote, isn't it? I don't know why I say that so much. I think that's a Midwest thing. So again, we got this one storm here to watch in Henry County right now in Indiana. Again, this is mainly right now we're concerned about the northwest part of the county near Middletown. Eventually, this will move into more north-central and even east-central portions of Henry County, but right now, we're more worried about northwestern Henry County than anything, but it'll move into the heart of Henry County over the next several minutes. Again, right along the Henry, Delaware, Madison County line. Line of thunderstorms in Michigan. Let's check things out. Yeah, that'll mainly be a gusty wind threat rather than anything else, though, in southern Michigan there. Or are you talking about this one in eastern Michigan? That could definitely produce some heavy rain and gusty winds at times as well. So, we'll keep watch of this. Again, broad circulation now southeast of Interstate 69 with this storm near Middletown. Actually, it would be closer to, like, this area here. Right over Middletown right now is where it would be, as of 2 minutes ago at the last scan. Just give me just a minute here. I say that a lot, too. There's a lot of things that I say a lot, huh? Alrighty. So this tornado warning expires in 1 minute, so I think we're going to wrap things up here. If you guys did enjoy this live stream, make sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate everybody that tuned in, everybody that watched. This has been a very successful stream. In fact, in total, we ended up getting, let's see here, 19 likes, as well as, let's see how many views. That's what I'm checking here. You think we broke 200? Let's find out. I'm going to guess yes. Yes, 212 views. Over 10 hours of watch time. That's insane. So again, I thank you guys all for the support on this stream, and I will see you all in the next severe weather coverage, which again,